base rin sa mga lumabas na ebidensya dun sa House Justice Committee hearings or impeachment hearings, talagang makukonvict itong si Vice President Sara Duterte. So kung sakaling magkaroon nga ng trial, kung pagbabasihan lang talaga ebidensya, dapat makonvict siya sa Senado.
Correct. Because kung sa korte kasi, there are many kinds of evidence. No? But ang mabigat na evidence is, number one, direct evidence. Direct testimony. No? Anong ibig sabihin ng direct testimony? Yung isang secretary, one of them who received an envelope, yung bribe, direct testimony yun. Kung paniniwalaan natin ang isang Madriaga, yung nag-deliver ng duffel bag, that is a direct testimony. Versus yung when Attorney Poe was being interviewed, mukhang hindi direct evidence sila. When he was asked, why did the Vice President bakit nilagay ng Vice President none yung cash in hand and in banks for the last 6 years? It is telling na ang sagot ni Attorney Poe is, we were told, according to the Vice President, pag hindi sumipot ang Vice President, and it is a scenario, she will probably answer, but she will not be there. So if she's not there, whatever Attorney Poe says will be hearsay evidence. Kasi hindi pwedeng sinabi sa akin. That is hearsay evidence versus direct testimony. Tapos yung mga bank records. Kunyari, bank records na pinakita sa house, no? Authenticated yan. Authentic and authenticated. Authentic because they are official records from a government agency. Authenticated because pinakita nila yung process, yung chain of custody, no? Yung chain of custody ng evidence. Kagaya ng mga videos na pinisend. Pinakita nila ng NBI na hindi naman spliced yung pinakita nilang wala naman nag-interfere na private individual para i-cut yung mga videos na yan. The same videos that they're using now in a sedition case, an NBI case, on the same grounds, assassination, direct threat, hiring of an assassin, may pending criminal investigation ng NBI. And that is the same evidence they're using. Yun ang mabigat rin na evidence, no? Authentic records. If the Vice President does not appear and is not able to produce bank records or authentic records, anong weight ng evidence na yun? Meron ring mabigat na evidence which is forensic evidence. No?
Isa signatures.
Forensic evidence, the signatures, the bank accounts. Ano ang ilalaban nila dyan? So, in terms of the quality of the evidence versus hearsay versus unauthenticated documents, also yung expert witnesses, no? May expert witnesses on the side of the prosecution. Pag hindi siya nag-present ng expert witness, medyo mahirap ang defense. And if that is so obvious, and despite the weakness of the defense, bumoto pa rin for acquittal ang mga allies niya sa Senate, sila na ang i-judge ng taong bayan. And worse, if she's not disqualified and she runs for the presidency in 2028 at nanalo pa yan, sinong may kasalanan? Hindi tayong may kasalanan. Kasi if she wins, it is now on the people, it is not on her allies in the House, in the Senate. Tayo na may kasalanan.
How about yung resignation? Do you think that should be seen as a viable option or way out for the Vice President given the weight of evidence that you're talking about?
She may resign, but the effect, iba ang resignation. When you resign, then you are no longer a sitting Vice President. But remember, this is an impeachment case. An impeachment case has two penalties. The first penalty is removal from her office. But if she already has resigned, wala na yung removal. But there is a second penalty, which is permanent disqualification to run for any public office. So even if she resigns, her resignation will not stop the proceedings. Itutuloy pa dapat rin yan because they still have to determine if convicted, the vice president cannot run. So
Opo.
resignation will not cure her problems.
Okay. Pero that's one school of thought, no? Meron kasing nag-argue rin na sinasabi, hindi na dapat ituloy. I think they're citing the case of former Ombudsman Merceditas Gutierrez who resigned before Senate could hold trial. Is timing key in a possible resignation? So kunwari, nakapag-convene na, tsaka nag-resign, ano mangyari? Or nag-resign, pero hindi pa nakapag-convene yung Senado as an impeachment court.
Timing is very key because, for instance, in the case of Chairman Bautista, in the case of Mercedita, it did not proceed into actual proceedings in the House. There was no sufficient for inform and substance. Hindi dumaan ng sufficiency inform and substance yung kanilang impeachment complaints sa House. They resigned at the stage of the House impeachment proceedings.
Maaga
Kasi
pa, in short.
Iba naman ngayon, because nakatawid na yan sa House eh. So in other words, they cannot compare apples and oranges. Yung kay Chairman Bautista, Mercedita, hindi naman nag-prosper yung complaint sa House mismo. So hindi na, in other words, hindi na initiate ang impeachment complaint. Walang finding as to sufficiency in form, walang finding as to sufficiency in substance, and more so, walang probable cause.
Okay.
Even before that all happened, nag-resign na yung dalawa. So,
Pero kung paano kung na-transmit na ng House yung articles of impeachment, tatanggap na ng Senado, tapos dun siya nag-resign, pero hindi pa nagko-convene yung Senate as an impeachment court.
She can resign, but she will still be, she can resign, but the case will still proceed. Because the defense team will have to answer the allegation of why she should not be disqualified for running for any public position. Hindi na material kung nag-resign siya even before the actual trial starts. Eh ang sasagutin pa rin ng defense hindi na yung why she should be removed. Ang sasagutin nila is why she should not be able to run for any public position, whether in 2028 or even as barangay captain. Because that is the public position.
Puntahan ko lang po ilang mga glaring na lumabas laban sa Vice Presidente doon sa impeachment hearings. Example yung others, no? So until 2018, nagdedeklara siya ng separate items for cash on hand and in bank sa kanyang mga salin. Pero 2019 until 2024, if I'm not mistaken, biglang zero. Okay? Wala yung ganong item. Ang paliwanag o palusot ni Attorney Michael Poa na binanggit nyo kanina, ayon daw sa kliyente niya, the Vice President, nilamp daw yon doon sa others. I mean, kayo ang tagal niyo na abogado, no? Anong tingin niyo rin sa paliwanag na yon?
Lusot. Palusot yan because, as I said, simple arithmetic yan. Miski na linamp mo sa others, you add it all up, whether it's in the column of cash in banks, whether it's in the column of others, it will not add up to 6.77 billion, nor will it add up to 88 million. Ano ba ang salary ng isang vice president? Based on recent information, ang salary ng isang vice president is only 4 million. 4 million plus, no?
A year?
A year. The salary when she was vice mayor or mayor was less than $1 million. You add all of it up from 2019, for the last 19 years, it will not add up to the big billions in figures. No? Yung 88 million na yan reflects her salary for 28 years. For 19 to 20 years. Sabihan natin na linagay sa others. Dapat magtugma pa rin. Hindi bumabalanse because if you put it in the column of others instead of the column of banks, it should still come out to 88 million. Ang nangyari dyan, sinabi niya, well, hindi mag-a-add up yan because yung income naman niya, hindi naman galing sa sweldo niya, galing sa businesses niya. And the SEC was there. They produced the records, the GIS, financial statements of 12 to 14 companies where she allegedly had business interests. Anong nangyari? Pinakita ng SEC representative, lahat ng company ay lugi except for one, which made a gross revenue of less than $1 million. So, if it is not from salary and it is not from businesses and it is not from investment, where did it come from? Kanya ang heading niyan is unexplained wealth. Dalawa yan, failure to disclose and or unexplained wealth. On both counts, sabit siya.
At saka yun nga, dahil dun sa naging paglilitis din kay Chief Justice Renato Corona pagdating sa SALN, mukhang hindi naman ganun kahirap kung ipoprosecute ito sa impeachment trial kahit malaking bahagi dyan yung politika. Lalo ba ikukumpara nyo dyan ano yung nasa SALN niya at ano yung mga nakita. At pag wala, hindi ba napakasimpleng determination nun?
Evidence lang yan eh. Hindi na nga kailangan ng abogado dyan eh. Kailangan lang nakakaintindi ng addition, subtraction. Kasi pag inad mo lahat, hindi naman tutugma sa dineclare. Ibig sabihin, non-declared. No? Hindi dineclare. Bakit kasama yung asawa? Asawa mo yan eh. Unless hindi mo na asawa, it is conjugal. And if it is conjugal and it comes from the business, the law firm business of the husband, saan ang declaration ng income of the law firm? No? Wala rin income yung law firm na yan. Hindi naman dinideclare na yan. So, how do you explain it? Trillanes explain it by saying, ilgatin yan eh. Ilgatin yan. Kasama dyan yung binibigay ng from drug money or from Pogo money. But that's another story. But yung random accounts na pinili ni Sec Laila from the Trillanes affidavit and the annexes thereto, swak na swak sa AMLA report on suspicious and covered transactions. So how can you falsify to the last centavo?
Okay, bilang panghuli po, no, sabi nyo last year, nag-simulate na kayo ng mga scenarios, pati yung courtroom scenarios, talagang tinignan ninyo na po. Ano. Pero dito, no, base rin sa mga lumabas po rin sa House Justice Committee, if you were to entertain certain possibilities as to how the Vice President could extricate herself from this situation or quagmire, meron po ba kayo naiisip na malulusutan o maipapaliwanag niya itong mga allegation na ito?
She will use extralegal. She's using now her troll armies. She's not changing the narrative. She's using her allies. She even has a battalion of legal experts who are espousing contrary views to what is clearly stated in the Constitution. Gagamit lahat yan. But all of this would be extralegal. In fact, if you're talking extralegal, you're probably talking about resort to promises, no? No, this is pure speculation, short of being libelous. Baka ipapromise niya na if I win, if you acquit me and I win as president, I will make you Secretary of Justice. Or if I win, I will make you my vice president. Or if I win, I will, all of these things, no? These are extra legal considerations, no? Because I don't see her acquitting herself based on the strength. Ito naman ang sabi ng mga lawyers. We in litigation say the case will sink or swim depending on the evidence, and the prosecution must rely on the strength of its case and not on the weakness of the defense. Ngayon, it is both. It is not only the strength of the prosecution evidence or the strength of the evidence from the House. It also is based on the weakness of evidence or lack of evidence thus far of the Vice President. Kanya kailangan natin ang pre-trial at kailangan natin ang trial brief. Meron ba talaga kayong mga evidence? Kasi kung hearsay lahat yan, o kung hindi naman sila magproduce ng records, that would be an absolute waste of public resources. When ang mangyayari lang dyan, instead of evidence, magiging debate. It will be a debate between the allies and the non-allies. It will be debate, magiging pagandahan na lang ng rhetoric, pagandahan na lang ng speech, because they will try to make noise to drown the silence of lack of evidence. Yan ang mangyayari dyan. It will be a gymnastics of sorts. Wasting the people's money and wasting the people's time.